Welcome to the Daily MBA, where business wisdom is served fresh and fast, straight from one of the top MBA programs in the world. I'll give you summaries of my lectures and readings, as well as the most important insights gained from an MBA, so you can apply all of this knowledge in every business. Let's get started. In my last episode, I was explaining everything that you needed to know about pricing, and also before that, I also explained everything that you needed to know about product. These were two of the P's that belong to the 4 P's framework in marketing, which is product, price, place, and promotion. And today we're going to do the last 2 P's, which are going to be place and promotion. And I'm going to put these two together because they're going to be related, because they will be taking the product that you already built with the price that you already designated into your customer. So today we're going to be looking into product promotion frameworks, and they're also going to be related to the place that you choose. For starting, I want to differentiate between 2 types of strategies that they may be called the pull strategies or the push strategies. Pull strategies are going to be all of those that are going to create the demand, and they are going to be motivating customers to seek for your product. You're pulling in your customers. Basically, all of this are going to be the demand-creating activities related to marketing communications. But then, on the other hand, you would have the push strategies. And as you're imagining, in this ones, you are pushing the product or taking it into the customers. You're not pulling them. Here, it's more common to see sales promotions that are going to make the product more attractive for customers, and so that's why these two are different. You may have the pull or you may have the push. So let's look into the pull part, and this is going to be related to marketing communications, and I have 2 important frameworks that you should memorize for this part. First, it's the 6 M's framework. And this one will be, again, related to your marketing communications, but it will have 6 important elements that you should consider for any promotion strategy of your product. First one is market. And with market, you are considering who is your target audience. Second is going to be the mission. So what is the underlying consumer behavior that you want to change? Third one will be the message. And this one can be either informational or transformational. So you just want to say all of the product benefits, or you want to make it more experiential. But you can also decide if you're going to do it rationally or emotionally. Usually this is going to depend on your positioning statement, so it has to be always aligned, but make sure your message is clear. Fourth thing would be the media. So here you're going to use the perfect channels or the media mix that you're going to use for your product. And here again, it's going to depend. If your product is a new product, is it a mature product? Do you already have your brand built, etc.? Fifth M would be money. So how much budget are you going to attribute? And usually one way that marketing budget is allocated is as a percentage of sales. So make sure that in your company, you're planning how much budget you're going to put. And the last M, which is also going to be crucial, is the measurement and validation. So you want to measure if your campaigns are having the right impact, and you want to validate them in order to keep doing what you're doing or change whatever strategy that you're using. So these are the 6 M's. Market, mission, message, media, money, and measurement. Now, let's move on to the second framework that you should learn, and it's the customer journey, which usually goes from knowing the product to how you feel about the product and then to your actions about that product. And for this, there's a model called the Hierarchy of Effects framework, and it's going to be split in these parts. The first part would be, how do you know the product? And customers are usually going to go through 3 different stages over here, and they're going to pass from being unaware of the product to being aware, and to knowing about the product. So those are the three parts: unawareness, awareness, and knowledge. Then, after your customer already knows the product, they have to feel a certain way about your product. And this is also going to have 3 steps. It's going to go from liking the product to having a strong preference towards the product, and lastly, to having a conviction that this is the product that they want. So these 3 are going to be related to how the customers are feeling around your product. And the last thing that's only going to be doing, or the action, it's just going to be related to buy. So our initial journey of know, feel, do, it's going to be transformed into 7 parts, which are going to be unawareness, awareness, knowledge, liking, preference, conviction, and buying. Make sure that you're taking your customer through this journey, and you can use different moments in order to put your marketing message out there or show them the different types of value drivers that you're offering to them, unlike their competitors. All of this would be related to pull strategies, but if we were to do push strategies, we would do sales promotion. And sales can be done either for business to business or business to consumer. Usually when you're doing business to business, which is abbreviated in business as B2B, your objectives would be to beat the competition or to induce your retailers to be loading up of your product, to have a better shelf space, or to improve the relationships that you have with the businesses. And so some examples about the sales promotions that you might do to other businesses are going to be build-back discounts, flat allowances, slotting allowances, cooperative advertising, floor planning, or volume discounts. And all of this that I'm saying is mostly going to be related to CPG, but you could do B2B strategies just to make your other business feel happy and feel push of the product towards them, which will give them the incentive to buy a lot of it. Now, if we were to move all of this to B2C, which is the business to customers, we would have different types of objectives, such as increasing the market penetration or defending the share if it's an existing market, or growing your demand and your usage of the product. So some examples of how you would do push promotions would be giving free samples, giving coupons, giving premium items such as a free bag, or maybe loyalty programs, which may also be useful. There are other techniques like price match guarantee or rebates that may also be attracting different types of customers into buying. So what you can basically get from this push strategies that are called sales promotions will be, we are pushing the product into a consumer or another business in order for them to buy it. So you want to be giving promotions, giving pricing discounts, giving all of this stuff that's going to be encouraging the buyer to get your product. In order to better choose these strategies and complement them with the place decision, which is the last one that we're missing after our promotion, of course, you should be aware of how your product is like, because different products will have different distribution intensities, and therefore, they should have different places to be distributed. There are 3 main types of products. There is convenience product, shopping product, or specialty product. The first type, the convenience products, are products that are bought frequently and with minimum efforts, and these ones need intensive distribution. And one example of this might be Coca-Cola. Shopping products are going to be those where consumers invest a little bit more time and effort in selecting them, and therefore they need a selective distribution. This may be Sony products, for example, a camera or a television. You can't buy them everywhere, so you're going to go to a specific place. And then the last group, The specialty products, these are going to be the unique or the high-end products that will require special resources or positioning with exclusive distribution. So one example of this might be a Rolex watch. You can't find it in the supermarket. You're going to have to go to a high-end place that's going to be selling your product. So learn to differentiate among these three types of products and know that usually you will have a trade-off between the coverage and the control. If you want to reach lots of people, you're going to have to give up a little bit of your control. But if you want lots of control, then you can't have lots of coverage. You'll always find a trade-off between them. So now that we know this, we can go into the place part, which is going to be distribution channels. And for our channels, we can consider three things. First, the channel options. We can sell our product directly to customers through retailers or agents or through wholesalers. Maybe even you can use 2 or more players over here. But one thing that you should consider is that the more intermediaries that you're adding in your supply chain, the less money it's going to be left over for you and your company. So try doing it with less intermediaries or just using specific ones. So remember, directly through retailers or through wholesalers. The second thing that we should consider is the channel decision. And here you have 3 things to consider. The channel length, which will involve the number of intermediaries, what we were talking about. You may also consider the channel breadth, so it will have the number of final outlets. And lastly, it will have the channel modification, which will involve all of the decisions related to the channel structure. The last thing that you should have in mind regarding channels would be the channel's criteria. You may want to be prioritizing different types of criteria, such as efficiency will be prioritizing for the lowest cost, effectiveness, which will be prioritizing for highest coverage, or control, which is where you have timings and you're going to be focusing your efforts on controlling things. So again, let's summarize all of this. You may have many channel things that you have to consider. First, the channel options, then the channel decisions, and lastly, the channel criteria. And you can take up all of those 3 in order to take the best decision of the place where you want to promote your product. After this, now you know all of the possible tactics that you need for marketing. You already know how to develop products, how to price them, how to do the promotion for them with the push and pull strategies, and also how to place them, considering these distribution channels. Now, the only thing that you have to do is go and apply all of these concepts, but before you do that, you should consider that there's an important thing that's affecting the entire thing, from the 3 C's to the STP to those 4 P's, and it's obviously internet and AI. Marketing is going through big changes now that we have all of this information, all of the speed of processing, and we have all of this data that we can use for better understanding our customers. That's why in my next episode, I'm going to be dedicating it to setting the basis for understanding digital marketing. You won't become a digital marketing expert, but at least you're going to know some of the most important concepts that you should know, and you can also apply those into everything that we already learned. The 4 C's, the STP, and the 4 P's. So I'll see you in my next episode. Make sure to give me a review if you find my episodes useful, and I'll see you next week.